Stop biting your tongue. Stop hiding behind masks and perceptions and ideas and things of that nature. Be real. Unfilter yourself.
Why can't that be keeping it real?
I know. Hey, y'all, what's up? This is me, your favorite uncle, Uncle Kev. This is B. Welcome back, B, because the soul needs a soundtrack. This is episode 7. I don't know why every time I sit here and I introduce myself in a segment and I say the episode number, like, I'm shocked. We 7. Like, I remember
That's
number
a good
1.
number.
Like, that's so decent. So this is episode 7.
Lucky 7.
It's almost the season finale, but I'm so hyped to be here today, y'all, because we get to talk to some interesting young ladies about some interesting things. And before we get into that, I'm going to have them introduce themselves. So in either direction, you can go and just let the people know who you is. Like,
Hi, I'm Daria. What am I supposed to?
I don't know, you all political. She said, hi, I'm
Hi. My name is Daria. If you're into like sneakers or travel, follow me on Instagram. It's Lil Hardy, LILHARD, 3 E's.
Okay. Hey guys, I'm Naomi, and that's about it.
Yo, they get on my nerve. Hi. Like they go to the school in the suburbs.
Kevin,
We
do.
just be there.
Stop, Kevin.
This is gonna be a great episode.
We just be there.
Y'all play too much.
Okay, wait, I'm hot, so I'm gonna take this off.
I'm gonna take this off.
So, I'm telling. So today, y'all, episode 7B. So we have had conversations around black men and mental health. We have had conversations around. Last episode was me and my sons, and that was a more intimate conversation around my impact on them and their impact on me. We've had conversations around men and women relationship, but today, like, I thought it was very necessary to have a conversation with women about men, specifically, right? Reason being, because I ain't never sat with a group of women and just had them tell me all the things men should know from a woman's perspective, right? So I grew up in a house of nothing but women. Oh my God.
That must have been fun.
Oh no. It was only fun when me and my sisters me and my sisters used to act like we was professional ice skaters in the kitchen, and I would wear church socks and they would wear stockings, and we would all go to our rooms or different parts of the house where the floor wasn't carpet and practice. And then we would have a show for my grandma in the kitchen.
Who was Nancy Kerrigan?
And Christy Yamaguchi and all that.
Oh, she was a beast.
But I didn't know a man's name, so I just used to. My
don't know one either.
My favorite move was the what they call the triple axel. You keep spinning and then you jump with your leg up in the back and you act like you landed.
Can you ice skate?
In real life?
Yeah.
Heck no.
Oh, you didn't go with us that time?
No,
We ice
but
skate.
so I grew up. So we had to make fun, right?
Yeah.
But I grew up thinking I knew. Because I grew up with a lot of women, like, okay, bet I got this thing down packed. There's nothing I don't know about what a man should know about women until I started dating and being in a relationship and then being around a lot of women, black women in particular. Like, fellas, rule of thumb, you don't know what you think you know all the time about
Say
black
it
women.
again.
Like, and so I don't want to be the expert, and I don't want to assume that I'm the expert because I grew up around nothing but women.
Even though you might know more than the
The average guy.
And that's because I think I'm I'm a very inquisitive person. So if there's things about women I want to know, I ask questions. Like, even if it's uncomfortable questions, like I do so respectfully, but I'm also fortunate enough to have a lot of solid women in my circle, like not just my sisters, but my best friends back at home are women. And then my friendship circle here, like I have been fortunate enough to have a healthy balance of different type of black women in my, so I've been able to kind of like navigate thought a lot, and I'm very observant. So even when women don't say things, I kind of am able to pick up on certain things, and I'm like, okay, I don't want to be that. And then I saw my mom in relationships, and I was like, okay, I can't be that kind of guy. I can't do those types of things, right? So yeah, I don't want to assume to be or be assumed the expert, but I'm also tired of hearing all these different narratives around how women feel about men, and it's always on a negative token.
Is
like,
it?
yeah, always. Like, I
Who
never
you be-
really.
who be
You
listening
said
to?
different types of women.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
different types that need different things.
That gives different so
Yeah.
but that's never, I have never been a part of a conversation at large
Okay.
discussing that. Like, I have discussed my anger and my disdain against hearing the term all men blank or
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah.
or
Or all black men. now.
yeah, or men ain't and all that other
Yeah.
stuff. And I'm
Niggas
like,
ain't
yo, like, this ain't cool. Like, what about the women who ain't that either? Like, but it's always okay for a woman to say what a man ain't. But the moment, especially a black man say what a black woman isn't, oh Lord.
Yeah.
I feel
Gang
like they
wars.
just be
And E,
angry,
feel
though.
free, like, when we talking, you can chime this a conversation for you too,
Yeah.
sis. Like, that's my good sis. She just beat it. But no, so I did want to add first question, right?
Oh.
This about
So
to get
really,
juicy.
like, help me understand the mentality or the mindset around what women could possibly mean when they say all men blank. Like, through your experiences from your conversation, because we know girls talk or women talk. Let me not say
And
girls,
guys talk
'cause
too.
when y'all be in the
Hello?
salon and stuff, y'all be talking
Y'all be
crap
in the
about.
barbershop.
Oh yeah, we
Hello?
go in,
The
but
tea
most
go
of the time
down
in
there.
barbershops, the only thing, and to be completely honest, I hope I'm not breaking guy code, but the majority of our conversation about women in particular in the barbershop has to do with the nasty part, like.
So
With,
nothing-
yeah.
okay.
So nothing to
Y'all
like
corny.
these. So because that's what men talk about. Like,
That's
and
not all y'all talk
and
about.
don't let a mom that's bad drop her son off. It's a rap.
Ah,
It's a
I've
rap.
seen a video like that.
It's
on
a- you want me to
Instagram.
bring him home, Miss Parker? No, so I guess this help the men who may be watching this, like, help us understand what could potentially be behind the mindset of women who feel, or if you have ever felt like, or been a part of conversations where all men and whatever is attached to that.
You want to go?
Go ahead. sis.
All right, so in college, when I was in undergrad, we used to have a lot of forums, and I was the president of NCNW, so I had an event like this too.
What's NCNW?
The National Council of Negro Women. So, with that being said, a lot of women will run into the same type of guys. It's not like, it's not the same person, of course, it is a different person, but the scenarios and the things they go through be the same, so then they be like, all men ain't, all, da-da-da, like, guys that don't open the door. But then it's kind of like a reflection on us, too, because we got to look for those signs to not go there, but you know, when you like somebody, you like somebody. So you're going to put up with certain things. So that's just what I think.
Okay.
They just fed up because they running into the same
same
type
type.
of,
Yeah.
yeah.
So is that the guy's fault that she keeps going to the same type of guy?
No.
No.
But at the same time, it's like, how is she running into the same type of guy? Like, where's the
Why is there so many of us?
Yes. like
them?
where is the stand-up guy? Like the one that's going to show us like, okay, so all guys aren't like that. So yes, it could be a reflection on the young lady, but it's just like, if I'm here and I live here my whole life and I keep running into the same type of guy, it's like, y'all all went to the same school, y'all always taught the same stuff,
Yeah.
like nobody didn't pull you
Y'all all
to
had the same mom and
side.
dad?
Yeah, and tell you like, this is what you should do.
Right.
Like, so I think that's like a really broad statement. Like, I don't think they necessarily believe like all men are like this. but that's just something that they say because they probably frustrated with the type of men that they are attracting and the type of men that they have dealt with.
So could it be like she made, and by she I mean in general the woman who does speak from that perspective? Could it be that she, in pursuit of finding the good one, runs into the ones that aren't so good? She creates this narrative for herself around the fact that in her experience, all men ain't. And then she runs into her conversation with women are with women who all have had the exact same or similar experiences. So then on our in our defense, right? Like, couldn't we say the same then?
Yes, but no, because I just feel like
I just
women
feel like-
that say all men ain't is women that have brought something or contributed something and they got nothing in return.
Okay.
So, what was your question again?
Like, could we
Can
could
men
we
say it
then
as
say the
well?
same? Because like,
I mean, y'all can, but y'all know it's brackets. Y'all know the women that are independent, and then y'all know, like, the lazy women. Men don't want lazy women. The first thing a man will say when you ask him what type of woman he want, a woman that got her own. Well, you know, a woman that got her own is going to come with certain things. But men don't be
And
ready
certain
to compromise,
expectations.
at that age or want to settle down at
Right,
that time.
right.
It all depends on the chapter, like, where you meet somebody at. That's what
I like that part where you meet somebody,
Yeah.
because sometimes like I
Thank
don't be
you.
wanting the Starbucks chick. I be wanting the Dunkin' Donuts chick because they stuff come out fast and Starbucks make you late for work. Like,
Definitely made me work late for work today, for sure.
but Starbucks
it's
got that
worth
toasted
it.
croissant though.
Thank
Like,
you. Thank you.
you see what I'm saying? I don't want the Dunkin' Donuts
Yeah.
donuts. I
But
legit.
but so then therefore I feel like y'all can't say it then because
Why not though?
is black women, we gonna come in all levels, and I'm not saying black men
Lord
don't,
knows y'all
but
do.
it's just like so much. It's so much that'll be like, oh, he don't have that. He can't. I'm not saying y'all can't meet us. When I say y'all, I don't necessarily mean
No, I know
you.
what you mean.
That y'all can't meet us where we are, but it's so many that aren't. Where there's so many black women that are. So for y'all to be like black women and cancel the whole joint, for us is like, bro, what? Like, you might have talked to one chick, 2 black chicks, and then y'all just discount the whole race when it'll be like we can all sit in a group and all have these same experiences. We're like, no, dog. All your homies didn't deal with a trifling chick. Like, y'all didn't. I don't care. I'ma say it. All y'all didn't
But
deal
then-
with a trifling chick. So, but we all can sit and have that
Share
conversation
stories.
as black women and share stories. And it might be one eyeball be like, oh no, mommy and him do that. He ain't never do that.
So what about this then? So what about sis has 4 or 5 long-term relationships with the guy she identifies as the men who ain't ish, right? And then she meets the guy that could potentially be the good factor for her. So guy number 6 is now under the microscope of 1 through 5, right? So like he is expected to now be
Better or...
more than who he authentically is to compensate. He becomes the person who overcompensates, or she makes overcompensate for the
How she
lack of
make
what,
them?
because like her standard now is guys 1 through 5.
Okay. So she not
Where-
allowed to
where-
have standards?
No, she's allowed to have standards, but he's not. Is not. He shouldn't be
have to pay for
the faults and flaws of the first 5 men.
How is he paying for that only
Because
because
now,
she's holding him to a
because
higher
those,
standard?
but it's not. Okay, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna be as strong as saying this. She doesn't have a standard, which is why she had 1 through 5.
No,
Ooh, that's not true.
Because if you see potential, that's where us women go
we
wrong. We
mess up.
see potential in a
We
guy
see
who
what you could
doesn't see,
possibly-
doesn't
That
see
in
potential
himself?
himself.
Right.
Yes. So that's where they go wrong because it's trial and error. She done went through 4 bad relationships. Number 5
Thinking that-
better show me
Yeah.
he worth it because I know I either fall fast or I'm there for them. I'm helping them. I'm nurturing them. Like You know?
So, but them other 5 guys like could have potentially been the good guy too.
No, because all men
But I
come
feel
with
like-
their BS.
But so do women.
But so
do
why
women.
do
But
so
y'all
all
rich.
5 y'all act like y'all don't be holding out for what y'all want as well.
Yes.
Of course.
Okay,
That's
so
why y'all
those
drip.
5 men, okay, they could be potentially great men, but they don't want that in her, and she could be bringing the whole package, but they like playing that until now I get her shit together. You know, I'm a mess with
But
Derek
that's
for
why
a little bit.
communication is important.
Yeah,
because
but
it's also
But
y'all
that's
like-
not
don't,
always
y'all don't
honesty.
communicate though.
It's not
You
always-
ain't. You ain't.
And some people don't tell the truth.
Heart
They
in a
don't.
bedroom,
They
man.
don't.
Y'all don't be telling
So
the
you
truth
trying to be
at
honest
all.
or give your man the
But
chance
that's
to be
not
honest?
true.
Yeah.
It is.
But that statement is too generalized
No.
because not all men are that type of man.
That's true, but it's
95%
rare that
of
you
y'all-
meet like your first boyfriend is
that
like
don't
good.
make no dang sense. I wish
Yes,
I had
it
a
do.
no. It's okay. I can take it. I just let
95%.
I
No,
just
I'm
let
gonna
the
keep
men
it.
who watch
I'm gonna
this
keep it
comment.
100. Y'all don't communicate. Y'all don't communicate.
Or do we not communicate the way you want us to?
No, y'all don't
Men don't
communicate.
communicate. That's not a strong.
we can communicate, but if it doesn't
What?
sound like something you want to hear, we're bad communicators.
No.
That's
Because
been
you
my
just gotta
experience.
tell me your point.
But
See,
I'm-
different
so, but
type of
even if
women.
but even if my point is my point, I feel like sometimes men they can't be settled in their truths and their experiences and use
And what-
those
and
as
we accept it?
conversational. Yes.
So that's what I'm just like. What type of women are you
Are
talking,
you
to?
to? Because you're
what
not
kind of
going.
man y'all talk? What kind
ones
of
that don't-
man could
We
I
talking to men
be?
that be fronting. They know the
fronting.
package, so they gonna come correct for the first day, the first week,
Yes.
maybe the second week, and then by
Frauding.
the end of the month,
Frauding.
don't even ask me who he is because I don't know
Yes.
that man.
That don't make no dang.
That
sense.
happens
Like,
to me
nah,
a
what
lot,
about
so,
such?
nah,
Because then, so, I just think, and I've been fortunate that so I'm a very honest person, and I cannot not tell somebody the truth, especially if you ask me for it. Like, I'm not the type, I can't be your dude and you ask me if you look good in something and you don't, and I tell you do. I'm not him.
You better lie to
Like,
me.
I'm not
I'm about
gonna,
to say.
because if I lie to you and you go out and you feel like you look bad,
No,
and
if
I
my
told
man
you
tell me I look
good.
good, I look good.
That's.
period.
I'm about to
I
say
don't
you
care
don't
about
have no.
everybody-
For
not every
that,
woman
you don't
thinks
have
that
to.
way.
That's what our girlfriends is for. They
Yeah.
can tell us that you.
But you
better lie
always
to
say
her.
I'm cute. Even if my lipstick off a little bit, you better say I'm cute. You better tell me
No,
like
I'm
my
gonna say,
lashes.
babe, that ain't the color.
See.
That ain't the
I
skirt.
wouldn't date somebody that honest.
That ain't the skirt.
Never
bro.
mind. We proving
Like-
his point. We don't want to hear the truth.
Exactly. That ain't the skirt.
Yo, no, but yo, okay, you that same honesty is in a real, and you do that in relationships.
Yeah.
Men don't do that in relationships.
Don't
They
say
won't-
men. Say some men don't.
I thought we
that's
was
not true for all
okay,
men.
so I feel like majority of the males, to be honest, they gotta go through something that's like about to lose the woman they love,
And
that's gonna
then-
make them change. Cause a lot of guys, they hold on from like second grade girlfriend hurt vibes, and they bring that into them being
Yo,
an
I
adult.
See how low
they make us look, fellas?
No,
Like,
there's a
third,
lot of
That's
men
second
that I heard
grade,
that
like not even your
Yes.
sixth grade lunch buddy boo.
No.
Like, we talking.
Some guys still be
I
hurt
know
from high
somebody that was hurt in high school and he did not want to be in a relationship after that because of that girl that we're in our 30s now. Because of that girl in high school. Like seriously, 15 years ago?
and they
But
don't let go.
He
Men
may have
don't
been
let
in
go.
love with her.
And that's what I'm
Okay,
saying.
but
If you
they're allowed to do that, but we're supposed to get over it, meet another guy and not hold him to a higher standard.
Hey, ladies,
or nurture the
if you
guy
wanna
that
get
said he
buck
got
wild.
his heart broken. Like, if you don't get over that, every woman gets her heart broken.
Multiple times.
Yeah,
So, but
not
men
just
don't get
once.
their heart broken?
Guys,
Y'all be having that
once,
one
and
heartbreak.
then that's it. Y'all don't let nobody
From-
get close
like
to
she
y'all.
said, from second
what
grade.
So sometimes that's all we can take.
What is wrong with y'all men?
Okay, so
That
why?
don't mean nothing.
Suck it up.
You
we
just
not-
made
that's
the point.
so-
You
But
just
we
made
are
the
like we
point.
supposed to be strong, but y'all
So
not.
are we. But I feel like sometimes your expectation of men to be this ultimate source of strength comes at the price of us definitely struggling mentally sometimes to be this
No,
guy.
I feel like y'all put that on yourselves.
because y'all
No.
some of the things that you guys require of
Guys
men
will Oh no,
We
go ahead.
could
won't
do-
allow us, and I won't say all women, some things that some women require of men won't allow us to live in the truth of what we are
like
carrying,
what?
like
What do we expect?
mentally. Like you just said, like that whole be tough, that whole you the man, you supposed to boom boom.
Okay,
boom.
of course there's
But
some.
what
I'm being
about- so
facetious
what-
in
But-
some
I know that,
aspects.
but I'm just saying, like, cause some women really feel
No,
that way.
but
though.
y'all were raised by women who can cook and clean. Your mom. You're not asking for your girl to be your mom, but just imagine being with
No,
somebody
but I
who
definitely
don't.
want her to know how to cook and
That's
clean.
what I'm
But I can
saying.
do that
That's
too,
what you.
though.
Okay, so
I
what,
can do that too,
But
though.
most
But we
guys
could be
want-
strong for you emotionally too. So you can also cry with us, but y'all expect for us to have all of this stuff. But then you're like, but we're not allowed to be men. We're not allowed to be emotional. We're not allowed to cry. But y'all want us to come with everything in like
So
we gotta be the
because- so let
men
me set
and
this-
women
so-
at the
so-
same
yeah.
time.
And sometimes we have to be that too. We are physically, like, women expect us to physically be the man, but mentally be as sometimes as soft spoken and as
When?
babe. So how
When?
did you feel today?
But y'all don't. But y'all don't even do that though.
But so
in terms of emotions and talking,
sometimes
y'all
Y'all don't
don't
like
do that.
but
being in your
sometimes we don't.
feelings.
It's not like we don't. It's not like we don't
But y'all
like
can't
being in our
tap into
feelings.
it.
Sometimes we are unaware of what that feeling actually feels like.
So it feels
And
weird.
so we take a moment to process what it is, right? And living in that for men sometimes it's also accepting the fact that while I'm living in this, I can't be him for her, right? So,
But
So then-
like she
you-
said, that's
then-
pressure.
but
You
that-
putting
but
pressure
that-
on yourself.
No, because sometimes our women make us put that pressure on
How?
ourselves. I'm
Ex-
telling you from
No,
experience.
say how.
Because in owning what it is that we may be feeling mentally or emotionally, we are still expected to perform as if none of those things are
Who
happening.
is telling
Wait,
you
can
to
I
still
can I
perform?
say something? Women go through, not to compare the
Compare.
sexes, but we go through a lot of things and still have to put on a nice face and still be a woman. And when we're hurt, you don't think we just want to be like F this, F that, get in our feelings? No, we brush it off and move on. That's why women that get out of a breakup or a hurt, they excel so much
Yes.
more well because
They
we're
glow.
in tune. Like, all right, this happened to me. This is the reality of it. We feel sorry and we move on. With men, I feel like y'all try so hard not to tap into that emotion because from when you're little up until, they're telling you be tough, do
Yeah.
this. But it's okay to be vulnerable. But men run away, and I've noticed men run away from women that make them
Them
feel
tap
vulnerable.
in.
Yeah, because it's like, oh, she got me doing weird stuff, or
Yeah.
that's gay.
It's nutty.
Yeah,
Well, I think that's a man who lacks self-confidence.
But I feel like
majority of them do.
I was about to say I don't know if that's a man that
But
lacks
sometimes that's not our
self-confidence.
fault either.
But this is
You
our
got-
thing.
think about
who
the
are we
kids we
supposed
teach.
to? Who is supposed to hold them accountable? Like you're about to say, the kids that we teach, nobody's teaching those young men to tap in, right? They become men. We date those men.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're trying to
she
get
don't
them.
date the student she teach.
Oh, yeah, no, no,
she's
no.
just saying.
I
the
say it when they
likes
grow
of-
up. And I don't date anyway, I'm married. But they grow up and we date those men. And we try to get them to tap in. And instead of them tapping in, they shut down as if what we're
And
asking
so-
of them is a
because
violation
lot
of their
because
manhood.
in a lot of situations, you're the first woman to introduce him to that. So it's like my mom was very, very tough. I have the first time I saw my mom cry was in 7th grade when I got hit by a car. That was the first time I ever saw any type of emotion from my mom, and I was in 7th grade. After that was when my aunt passed. And then after that,
the aunt that just passed?
no, after
Oh.
that, was my aunt that passed in 2011.
Got you.
So between 7th grade and 2011,
Wow.
my mom was still that. So I've never witnessed, the only emotions I've ever experienced from women were my sisters.
But you have to understand, as black women, we have to be strong
And I
for
understand
y'all.
that. I understand that.
Yeah.
But in turn, when we don't receive the nurture in a way that affords us the opportunity to be comfortable with our emotion, from the women who are supposed to teach us that, we then struggle.
We're not supposed to teach
I
y'all
was
nothing.
just
so,
about
so,
to
listen,
ask
so listen,
that.
listen. No, I'm saying. I
He's
mean,
saying
in
from
terms-
his mom. But why is, not to cut you off, but why is it just on the woman
It's not.
to
It's
teach
not.
you
It's
the most?
not. In my experience, I only had women around
Okay.
me.
But I'm just saying, like, it's in
I
general.
feel like in the lack of my dad's presence, my mom had to fill certain shoes that were never meant for her.
course.
So in turn, all I see as a kid is this one parent who would, like, her way of responding to things were very, like, strong. And when
She
I would
had
get in
to be.
trouble, it was not, I'm a, like, timeout, spanking, I'm a beat you I'm a whoop you, and my mom always told me I'm a punch you in your chest.
I think that's like a boy thing.
I'm gonna punch you
If
in your
have a
chest.
son
If you
and
keep, I'm
raising
gonna
a
punch.
son.
And it was always punch
was
you,
getting
punch you,
beat up
punch
like
you,
that.
punch you, punch you. You know what I'm saying? But my mom was like, she had a nigga fist, like, so
Yo,
dumb
so
punches
did
would be
mine.
like. But I'm saying that to say, like, a lot of men aren't afforded the opportunity or the privilege at young ages to be okay with being vulnerable.
So
So
what we
then the
supposed
first
to
time we
do?
cry and things, naturally it's around people who all feel that we should not show emotion. Right?
But
Like
then
who
a
other-
girl would make you,
other
or
men-
a woman would make you feel comfortable.
Not
and
all
then-
women. No, because I remember the first time I cried around a girl. It was a girl that I liked, and I wasn't able to pursue her because me being emotional made her think that I was not able to
Well, F her.
be
I was
them.
about to say.
But I'm saying,
Where
but
she
think,
work at, Dollar
but think
Tree?
about that. There's think about that. There's a lot of women who categorize men in that way, and there are a lot of men who are susceptible to those type of women, and we lose. So we grow this to, like, now. I'm not afraid to say, like, I have been the most devoid of feeling and emotion in the last maybe 2.5 years than I have ever been in my life. Like, I am, the first time I felt like I was about to cry since losing my grandma, and devoid of feeling has nothing to do with losing her, was yesterday in the situation with the student, and what he said pulled at a heartstring. Like, dang, I remember when I used to feel like that as a kid, and I got emotional. Like, it took everything in me not to cry. But then I also didn't cry because I couldn't let him see me cry. You feel what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
So,
But it's not because I felt like he would think that I was weak, but that moment
You
I
wanted to
needed
be
it
strong
to be about him.
for him.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I have
ahead.
a lot to say in that, but I don't know if that has anything to do with what we're talking about. But I just feel like, because you were like, she didn't teach me that. And going back to that, I feel like, why aren't the men, all right, I get it. Like, a lot of black families, they don't have both parents, right? But there's like uncles, it's your
Cousins.
old heads, all that.
I
Like,
ain't had none of them.
but I all right. But when you're mentoring your young men, your sons, well, you different. You like a
'cause I teach
unicorn,
them to be
bruh.
emotional.
But then it's
Because
like-
nobody,
And when I see them, I hug them. I
A man
sometimes
should
kiss
be
them on their
teaching them
forehead.
that
I-
And that's what I'm
because
saying, it's
never
women
made that
can't
without
teach
saying,
that.
I love you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But so I get that, but I'm like, also, like, when it translates to how we show up or not show up in relationship, I want women to know that it's never to the real man, because there's some jack A men out here that don't care. But to men who actually care and want to know, it's never intentional when we withdraw. It's definitely us trying to figure out what this new feeling
So
is.
what do we do as women?
So you gotta communicate that. Like,
and
I
then-
can't read
but
your mind.
y'all also have to make us comfortable in being
But
able to
what does that
communicate.
look like?
Because, like, so it's
Come
legit-
on,
Because men
cheat
get
codes.
comfortable
It's legit.
Give us
fast.
the
we
cheat
need a
code.
cheat code too.
Come on.
So it's legit like us really trying to. So in a moment like that, and I'll speak from my experience because I never want to speak for all men, but in my experience, for me, that's you asking me more than how was your day. That's you recognizing that my vibe is different, my energy is different, and you show enough to want to know more about what that is versus the surface level questions. Like, I love the what can I do to help. 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna say nothing because it's really nothing I feel like you can do, like physically to help. But like, I really
So you want her to go the extra mile.
not the extra mile, but then also like, I'm the type of man when I'm in my feelings, I don't want to talk because I don't want to
So-
say the wrong things.
And that's when women want to talk the most. Is like,
And
oh
that's
my
what I'm
God,
saying. I
babe, what's
get that.
wrong? Like,
I've learned that. I'll say I've learned that, but the compromise is this: I'm the one with the feeling,
okay.
so let me have mine for a minute, and then.
So are you ever going to verbalize how you're feeling?
Oh yeah. I'm never one to not say how I feel.
Like I said,
but I'm-
unicorn, because that's not.
I know that's not a lot of men, and I won't even say most men, but I know that's not a lot of men. But I'm also saying like we can, and I admit sometimes men, we can make it hard for women to understand. But then I feel like sometimes it's the same for us. Like you guys make it. Like I remember telling a woman that I feel like I'm left to fill the void for your daddy issues. And I straight up said, you got daddy issues. And that don't have nothing to do with me. And you can't date your dad. I can't be your dad and your dude. Choose one. Right? And to her...
We can't be your mom either. You want a full course meal?
Bruh,
I want to go to the restaurant. I gotta
What's-
cook.
and
I
that's
gotta
okay, but
clean.
what's
I
wrong
gotta
with a
do
full
your
cook?
laundry.
Because baby, I could cook too. I could cook too.
But that's what y'all be expecting. And for me to go to
But that's
work.
like your mom. Like you want a woman that is like
You sound like,
nurturing and has
Lily.
her own and take care of
Shit,
things.
her work.
Dang!
How do y'all be doing that?
But yeah, you right now, they do be expecting that.
And then it's like a lot of women do have daddy issues because
And y'all
men
got
not
mama issues.
around.
And y'all
it's
got
like,
daddy issues too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do. I did have daddy issues. I don't know
Dang.
more. But I think this conversation is important to me because I'm raising a young woman.
know,
And
woman, yeah.
Eventually she'll have questions.
I hope you know
about
you gonna
men.
set the
Yo.
tone for her.
And
You
so
are.
that's what I'm
But
trying
you gotta
to do. But that in turn,
model what it's supposed to look like for her.
yeah, absolutely.
I say that to my husband all the time. Like not that we would go through anything, but even if you feel as though like we good, she don't need this or that, or I don't necessarily need to buy flowers.
Do it anyway.
Buy it anyway to model for him how he should treat a woman.
But one thing I don't do is touch pads. I ain't gonna touch them.
I ain't say
I
that.
ain't
You say
gonna
that
touch
now.
them. No.
You
But
gonna
if
buy
she
them for
gets-
your baby.
I give
If
her the
she
money.
gets
You
it,
want to buy
no.
them for? If
I
she,
don't want to touch.
If
what
she's
I'm
double
just like,
over
I'm
in
not
pain
against it
at
but
home,
I'm
you're
telling
not
you what's
gonna
gonna
you're not
happen.
gonna buy you're not
I
gonna
just-
look out
I
for
just-
your baby.
No, of
Right.
course I would, but what I will do is ask any woman who knows me, like I'm like
Oh, I know.
I'll go in the store and I'll ask a woman, hey, I need to get these for my daughter. Can you
No,
tell
you're
me
not.
what kind of
Only
get?
because she's your daughter. Like
Or
my
can you-
dad did it.
But I
My
don't-
dad went to go get my
It's
stuff,
not
and
that
I didn't see
think
my dad in 5 years.
I know that I will. I just can't.
Right
Just
now,
like,
you
it's
can't.
the equivalent for me touching feet. I hate feet.
Oh, yeah, I
But
know.
you'll do anything for her.
Hate feet. But I'll touch every feet because they little.
That's what I'm
But
saying.
the
You'll
moment-
do anything
the
for
moment
her.
She got old people feet, like not
She
old
never
people
gonna
feet.
you gonna have old people feet before she does.
But I'm talking about the moment she
Right.
got teenage feet, she love to rub my feet. It'd be so cute. But
you
when-
buying her pads, Bible.
Yes, you are.
I did buy
She gonna
it.
be
I'm
like,
I'll
Dad,
pay
can you
for
get
it.
me the longs with the
I'm
wings?
like, come on, let's go to the store. I'm like, yo, I don't know what I'm looking. I'll be the one that buy all the kinds and bring them.
That was my dad.
And be like, you choose the ones you need today. Today, you choose. But
That
I'm
was
just
my
like,
dad.
so tell me this. What are the top 5 things men do or say to annoy you?
When can we chill?
She said, what we doing?
When can we chill? You gonna come over?
Wait, why does that annoy you?
Because
Why
you
would I
already
go
know.
to your house?
But why don't you come up with something?
Why you want me to come to your house?
Why don't you plan?
Guys-
We like to feel pursued too.
But y'all, when if you're asking when am I coming over or what you doing, you're not even pursuing me. What
You're
are you
not.
doing?
So
if
I
you
tryna
got
have
the
fun.
number,
You trying to have fun?
the first thing you talking about is when I'm coming over or what you doing. Oh my
But I
God.
also feel
That's
like
a
that's a young
turn
boy
off.
question. Like
That is.
I feel
No,
like that's
And
a-
men
I
still
can
be
speak
grown.
for
Old people,
my
older
older
dudes say
friends.
that
They
too.
do.
Yeah.
When you come,
Yes,
when you
some
when
men
you
are
coming
so
over to
stuck
cook
in
for
their
me?
ways.
What?
Like
Some girls be like, tomorrow, like
that's the Dollar Tree girls. That's the Dollar Tree. No shade, but that's the Dollar Tree.
The
women.
lower tray. I
Yeah.
love the lower tray. But no.
All right, that's two things. Well, no, that's
Oh, from
technically
a
one, 'cause
married
all-
standpoint, what's for dinner? Sorry, I had to get that out there. I'm tired of that question. All right, go ahead.
That's not fair.
My
So we
sister,
can't
she
ask
a
what's for
break.
dinner.
No, figure it out. Can dinner be made when I get home?
Surprise me.
It's like, no, I ain't even talking because, babe, he do be cooking before I get home. But still, I'm tired of that question. Maybe as just an adult. Sorry, I had to vent for a minute.
Dang, y'all fellas, y'all hear this? We can't
Or
ask.
if you be like, never mind.
When I'm going
Because that was the same thing.
with that mouth, dude.
with
It's
that
like,
mouth, yeah.
stop acting like y'all don't say that kind of stuff.
It's
Women
really
ask the same
crazy
type of
men
questions, though.
outside.
All right, but we not talking about y'all right now. We talking about us.
What else do guys do?
You're
Can I hold something? What?
shorty
Wait.
in the black.
Dudes be asking for money?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I don't want no scrub. Scrub is out of cake. I always got a song for scrub.
Yo.
We just be there. Like,
Yes.
we don't do aspirations. I went to a public school.
Irking.
All right, so what else? Y'all ain't say.
She said it.
All right, so y'all
What's this
said
top 5 things that guys say?
say or do to annoy you. So when we
Do. Well, I said all that, like trying to holler. That's oh my God, is the biggest pet peeve ever.
If
So
I
what-
don't
talk
say
me-
nothing,
be-
leave me
be the
alone.
dude.
Don't follow me.
How should a dude approach you if he interested?
I don't even know.
I
I
don't
ain't
know.
been even out
Nice
in
shirt.
the market for so long. I don't
Oh,
know.
your hair look nice. Or I was
See, but
looking at
even
you.
those nice comments, girls be giving like distinct face too.
Maybe it could just be thank you
Like,
and I just go my
ugh.
way.
Oh, that's another thing. Like if I'm just like, thank you, whatever, and then you turn a dude down, and then they still gotta pursue. Like that's uncomfortable and cringy, creepy vibes.
So
But you
if
gotta
I-
think about it. Women also be scared too when like men just approach them. So it's just be like,
It freaks them out.
yeah, I know
Dang,
me.
so what are we
yes.
supposed to do? Just hop in your DMs?
Listen, if you smooth enough, you smooth. You gotta be smooth. You
this
gotta be
point.
swift.
Dang, that's
you
a
can
shame.
say
Y'all
that.
see how much? What you
yeah.
say?
I,
Be
I
direct.
can
So hey,
appreciate
shoot, like
that. I
you look
definitely-
nice, and I'm trying to take you on a date. I only seen you for 5
And look
seconds.
me in my eyes.
Oh, can we
yeah.
go get, okay, come.
And look me in my
But
eyes.
what if I want brunch?
Didn't say that. Hey, you might actually
You might
a
get
date.
her. Yes. Because nobody.
Bottomless.
Yes.
I'm trying to take
mimosas.
you to bottomless mimosas. Bro,
Yes.
what?
She not
Put my
turning
number.
that
Put my
down.
number in your phone. Put my number. Put my number in your phone.
That's a good one.
That's a shame.
You ass.
No, but I get it, and we need to know these things so we can know what to avoid, fellas. I'm trying to create a cheat sheet for us,
'Cause it's
so
like,
we can be cool
when I go
when
to
we
his
are in
house.
pursuit of these women.
What about
Would I
women?
go-
Like, how
What
do
about-
y'all feel about women pursuing y'all?
Yeah, is that a turn on?
I
or
don't
is
mind.
it
It's
like-
not a. I'm actually. Can I be completely honest? I've never any women that I've dated, it's been because she pursued me.
Really?
And it just
That's
so happened that
decent.
I liked her too.
It just so happened. So
That I liked her
Have
too.
you ever turned down pursuits?
Once.
Oh, she
Once
was
your
still
whole
ugly.
life.
No, she wasn't ugly. She was just corny. And I felt like, for one, I don't like to be asked a lot of questions. And I know that's weird because
It
of the
is,
profession
because-
that I'm in.
yeah.
But and that's one
You
thing
sound
about
But
like
that's
it.
him
my
dating
husband.
though.
I
Somebody
hate-
dating.
No, him as a husband, he don't like me.
I
That's a bunch
hate a
of
lot of questions. But,
Why is that?
And then I don't know. I feel like.
What do you
just know
mean? Like,
sometimes.
what type of
What's a
questions?
lot of
Like,
questions?
where you at? Who gonna be there?
Oh yeah, don't
That-
ever check for me because I'm not answering those types of
So-
questions. Even if I'm in a relationship with you, like
But
don't.
so any question? Like, what if I'm like, oh, what's your favorite color?
Oh,
Or
that's
how was-
fine.
So you're just talking about like
So,
checking up on
like,
you?
or maybe I'm okay with an initial question, but if it's like 6 follow-up questions to that initial question, like Joe, like you being extra right now. Like I answered it the first 2 times. Like why I gotta go to point 6 for you to get it? Like are you slow?
I feel
but then I
sorry.
can't say are
I
you
just-
slow
I-
without her being.
I ask
I need
questions.
clarification.
Me
But it be
too.
so annoying.
And
but
it
here's
makes
the
me
thing.
feel secure.
Here's the thing. If I need clarity, I expect to be able to get clarity.
See, that's what I'm
But
saying.
no, so-
They
but-
don't want us to do things, but they can do
No,
things.
so
That's
but
not fair.
I mean it like this. So like if she be like,
I'm exhausted.
"What's your favorite color?" and I'd be like, "My favorite color orange." How
But
you
what
a guy
shade
your
of
favorite?
orange?
Yeah, would you wear orange pants, orange shirt? Like when you was in school, was that always your favorite color? Like
You don't like stuff like that?
That's
That's
weird.
that's us getting to know y'all.
about a color orange stuff?
Yes.
And then what if you come like when I was in 3rd grade, I always liked this little toy. It was orange, blah blah.
And then she gets it.
Like, Y'all,
Because
y'all don't
your
deserve
favorite
us.
color might be
Y'all
orange.
deserve us.
Your favorite color might be orange, but you don't like wearing orange. Like you just like the way it look. You'll get
The
like
only thing
a
I would wear an
portrait
orange
or-
hat. I would wear orange
See,
boxers.
an orange hat. So if I go
A
and buy him an
orange
orange
shirt that's not
shirt,
too
now I'm corny.
orangey.
Right.
Now I'm
Because
corny.
I'm black, so I can't look. But I
Yes, it
can't look
does.
like a
We
jack o'
here,
lantern.
sis.
For real. For
But
real.
so yeah. But that's my thing. I hate to be asked a lot of questions.
But
so
you
if-
would do it.
No, I don't ask a
But
lot
when
of
we
questions.
go out, y'all be like, where y'all going? Which friends gonna be there?
Yo,
'Cause y'all
why
don't
is
like
it
all of
always
our
which
friends.
friends?
Because sometimes it be the friends that be. Sometimes y'all go a
But
little
we
further
can't do
with
that
that
to
one
y'all.
friend.
We
That's-
can't do that to-
Because
you
here's the
just-
thing: if
You
I
just said
if
nobody
I,
checking for you.
but I don't like people checking for me.
But if we
Because I'm not
together,
checking
you
for nobody
supposed to
else.
be checking for me. If
The
my
only
man don't
thing-
ask me that, I'm gonna be
no, because
I'm
I
gonna
need
be
to
like, damn,
trust
he
you
don't
enough
care.
to know that whatever you're doing, wherever you are, we still good. I don't need to know your every
why
move.
So
can't
what
I
about the
still
woman? Why she can't ask?
She can't. No, I don't mind you asking. Like, where? All right, where you going? And I can tell you where I'm going, but don't question me about why I'm going there, who I'm gonna be with. No, that's none of your business. What I just say?
How
What I
is
say?
it not? How is it not?
I cannot. I can.
You always do that. Why can't I? Why do you take that as like somebody checking up
Because
on you?
maybe that's the thing for me.
Because
Because
that's
I
what
don't
they
like,
do. That's their intentions. Like they want to see what
I
we
don't
doing and
no. I
be on our
honestly,
top.
in full transparency, I legit do not care what you're doing.
Oh, okay.
I don't. As long as if I feel secure enough in our relationship that I think whatever you tell me is the truth until you show or prove me otherwise.
I don't see what's wrong
So
with
why you
asking a
asking
question.
all them
I'm not saying that I don't ask a lot of
Asking all them
questions. The only thing I'll probably ask is where you going, or
Who all gonna be there?
Which
I'm
friends
not
you
gonna
going
ask,
with?
I'm
She
not
gonna
gonna
be
ask for
there?
friends because 9 times out of 10 I know all your friends anyway. So it's like
I
That
said-
don't
I
mean you
just
gonna
said that
like
too,
all of
but-
them.
I was just
no,
like,
some friends.
he be
dumb
asking
corny.
me the same question over. Is to be the same friends, same friends.
Who
But
friends?
when I ask him, he like, now you know what? You literally just did the same thing to me.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't do all that because I don't like to answer
Oh,
a
you
lot
don't
of
want to
questions,
answer.
so I don't
oh,
ask
you
a lot
trying
of
to be
questions.
sneaky?
That's not
That's
being
what that-
sneaky.
That's what that
give,
sound
though.
like.
See, that don't make
That's
no
what it
daggone
gives.
sense.
It's
See,
giving sneaky.
It's not. It's giving mind your
Yes.
damn business until I feel
Why?
like
You are my business technically because we're together. If something
But this
happened
is
to
the
you,
thing,
I'm
like,
gonna
trust-
I'm gonna be
cry.
like, nah, I was there. They was there. They was
but
there.
And
I'm
this happened.
I'm also the type of person that if I'm in a relationship and I'm out and I'm not with her, like I do check-ins every now. Like I'll
Oh,
be
that's
like,
cute.
I'm cool. Like here, hey babe, you good?
Why you get
I'll
texted?
probably be home in like an hour or something like that. And then no, because 9 times out of 10, when we go out without our women and they home and they ain't got nothing to do, they salty, so they mad because we out.
Salty.
We saw
See,
you.
that's why when he go out, I go out too because ain't nobody about to be home.
what I'm saying?
Salty. Y'all heard that?
I ain't even gonna
That
front because he went to karaoke the other night and I'm texting like, who told him to go out? And he got there to be doing karaoke, singing emotional. What he emotional about? Girl, what we doing?
See, that don't make no sense.
No.
Because 9 times out of
What we
10, y'all
doing?
go out 10 times to our
Dude,
one.
he always say
So
that.
we literally home like,
But y'all
yo,
be
it's
boring.
cool.
It's not our fault.
We
y'all
not
I know.
boring.
That's because we want to do bottomless most.
So,
Yes.
so if we go out and have fun, y'all mad because we have fun?
No.
I go out, gotta be boring.
It do be boring.
But y'all
though.
do be boys, guys be in a car like, what we about to do? Y'all seen that video?
We don't. So,
I thought you said we was going. Wait, we not going? Damn. Then y'all in the car just sitting there 30 minutes away from
or we go out, we end up going by ourselves. So, like, I ain't about to waste
Y'all
the
be at
outfit.
Fridays.
So I ain't about to waste. And then we meet new friends at Fridays. So like,
It be the same move. I be like, where you at? It be the same place.
So
like,
what?
oh my
So
God,
what?
he
We
They
have
so
fun.
boring.
We have fun.
unorganized. They
But
so
then it be the
unorganized.
same place, and y'all be like, "Oh, it's a girl that be there that you go there all the time."
Cause it do.
It don't.
Yes, it do. Why you even say it?
Bad waitress be like, "Yeah, you work
See?
tonight." Like,
See?
see, but at least I ain't trying to talk to her.
I be
now.
like, FaceTime.
So,
Answer the
Answer the
FaceTime.
FaceTime.
no question. See, that
Right
don't make
now.
no daggone-
Right now.
Ignore. Ignore.
Oh yeah, no.
Mind your business. I'm out having fun. I don't bother you
Ladies,
when you
y'all
out.
gotta sneak in that phone and turn the location on when he not looking. That's all I'm saying.
And that's the end of the relationship.
Why?
Because then that lets me know you don't trust me. If you got to track where I'm at,
But why you not trying to tell me where you
because
I
that's
know.
sometimes why you got to know everything.
Why
with
can't
your
we?
child that you love, you want to know everything. So if I'm your girlfriend and you not asking me where I'm at, I'm gonna think you don't care about me.
That's
Then I just end up in another
why
man
you
lap.
gotta
Oh, damn.
be so
'Cause he
insecure.
ain't asked me where I was at.
When
You ain't
I
one of them.
did all I
Why you keep
That's my song.
Yeah.
Poor Jasmine.
You heard me, Eli.
Poor Jasmine. She
Just be there. So question: are guys allowed to have female
No.
I feel like to a certain extent, because
No.
women overstep their boundaries. What if he's friends with someone who didn't see no potential in him? It just was a friend thing, and then I come around and he treats me so nice, and she wants that because she doesn't have a man. Women are jealous. I will say that. That's it. We're human.
friends? So my best friends are
That's different.
women, and they have
How
been.
long
so
have they been your best friends?
Since elementary school.
Then that's
Okay,
that's
then that's
different.
So, but this is my
But
thing,
no
though.
new friends.
No new friends.
Drake, no
I
new
definitely
friends.
say in conversation when I'm talking to someone or if I'm in a relationship or pursuing a woman to be in a relationship, that's one of the first things I make known. Like
Okay.
they are not going anywhere. So
Yeah.
if that's not
Yeah.
okay with you, then we can't be.
Right. But yeah.
But that should be fine though.
Yeah,
They like
that's
childhood
fine.
friends.
But why no new friends? So if I go to a job and I met, so that
That's
means
not
if
your
I was in a
friend.
relationship,
I'm
I
not a
couldn't
new
be-
friend.
But Nia is, so I couldn't be friends with her.
To a certain extent. But like we cool though. Like I don't be
That's
all
what I'm
on your
saying.
back like
That's what I'm saying, but-
Kevin.
Why you got them scissors?
Oh, I don't know. I just picked them up.
Like,
Because if y'all say something, I'll
stay dangerous.
I'm the type, like, I don't mind my woman having male friends.
Y'all say
I
that
don't
now.
mind. I don't, honestly
Then
don't.
be throwing shots at them.
Yeah,
Then
that's
be-
how I feel.
You
It
say
depends on the
just-
he can't call you at our hours.
He could call her.
Yeah, why not? They're friends. Why
What they
not?
friend? How they become friends?
No, it depends how.
How they become friends?
See, why I gotta be that kind of science, though?
Because,
Because
it's a
we
trust
are
thing. I think it's a trust
no.
thing.
I get
No.
I get that, but it's men and it's women. It don't matter trust thing, whatever. Men are attracted to women or same sex
So
or whatever.
can women-
You
But
see
they're
married
attracted.
couples that, and then like another couple or a girl will move in or a guy moves in and then
No.
boom.
It don't matter. You can be friends with somebody if they're not friends from even from a childhood friend. But I feel like then you know like boundaries and stuff like that. But new friends, you might just be like, yo, she bad. I would hit that if given the opportunity.
But that's not always what we think.
But
That's
I'm
what y'all
not saying
assume.
that.
No,
I'm not saying that. But
that's
you got to
not
keep
true.
it real in terms of male female attraction. Like,
Yeah.
dog, there's still gonna be something there. So you just can't be like, it is important where you met her or the dynamic of your friendship, because if you met her at work and that's your work wife, okay, it could just be work wife and Kiki and you might have met.
So that means I can't go to
Whatever.
happy hour because my work wife gonna be there and then my girlfriend gonna be jealous.
Or
Or
okay,
invite
but
my
it just
girlfriend to
depends.
work.
Or vice versa.
Or vice versa. No, but okay, it could be that. But if you went to Fridays with your boys and that waitress is cool and y'all find each other on Instagram and now y'all DMing each other, that's
I would
not
never
your
do that.
friend. But this
I
is
would
what
never
I'm
do that.
saying when you're like, it doesn't matter where you met him. Yes, it does. Because now when you're saying you would never do that, but if I ask you, where did you meet her? And you're saying that's none of your business. But it is, because now I can give insight. It's not just like, oh, I'm jealous. It's just like, that's not, you didn't
She
meet her
want more.
on that friend type time.
Yeah.
Like, you met her at Fridays when it was after hours. Like, come on, dog.
And
And
guys,
so that's
oh,
why my
These
fault.
guys are
That's why
sorry.
we asking questions, not for us to be nosy. Yes, it could be that, but it's also a secure. For me, it's a security thing.
Yeah.
Because if you tell me, oh, Nah is my friend from work, you can even be like, that's my work wife. She bought me snacks or whatever. I'm like, well, tell her hook us up. Like, I meet not like that's how I am. But if
Yeah.
you're like, mind your business, then it's like,
I'ma think something.
yeah, and it might not be nothing. You get what I'm saying?
Got you.
And guys are naturally just attracted. Like y'all think with your eyes, if that makes sense. So I
You
don't
already
think
know that
it'll
with
be
the
a
young
little
boys at
be
work.
So
like.
categorized.
I don't think it'll be like, yeah, that's my friend, because guys
Going to
always
date
leave like
white
a little
women. They don't
door,
have this.
a little opportunity. Because they
Yeah.
got in guys' mind is like, well, what if a woman will will have like jealousy or like her insecurities, but it won't show. But I feel like for guys, it show. Just like you said, you can ask her where she going, who gonna be there, but the moment that she does, it's like, why?
So but I don't even ask with the intent to know her business. Like I just want to know.
But
like,
some women
like
do
suppose
too.
she go out, like she say she going somewhere, and I know the place she going is in a bad
Okay.
neighborhood or something like that.
Why
I only
can't
want to
we
know for that.
be
I'm
on the
not
same
saying this,
side?
but my thing is this. That's all I'm asking. I'm not asking, well, why you gotta go there and who you going there with and how many of your friends gonna be there and what time you coming home or anything like that. But if she say she going somewhere and she like, and that place is in a bad part of the city, I am gonna say, okay, what time should I expect you home? Or check in with me when you tell me when you on your way home. That's it. Just tell me when you on your way home. That way, I have a roundabout at like, okay, yo, it's been an hour, she ain't made it home yet. I need to ride by to make sure she.
Okay.
But that's it. But like, I have my best friend. She's now married, but we were in some ways still are each other's persons, right? So like, if there's ever a conversation we need to like. I remember one day we both moved away from our hometown, and we just happened to be home at the same time, and we were both kind of going through stuff. And so we met at the football field, and we legit sat outside for hours and just cried and talked, right? And it was both of us were experiencing things in our family dynamics and in our relationships that were kind of like daunting a little bit. So we had made an agreement with each other that day, like from this point forward, before we allow ourselves to get to this state of emotion, like we'll kind of converse between each other to just the brain dump so we don't have to carry so much, right? And then she met, I'll never forget, she met the guy who's now her husband at work, and he pursued her, and she wasn't in a relationship, he was in a relationship, but he knew that relationship was ending, and she was kind of like, whatever, and then he and I got really close.
Yeah.
Did you say Jesus?
Yeah.
He and I
Okay,
got,
she sound like Mary from
Jesus. He and I got really close, and then so there's this understanding that
you got close with him
before they got married.
but
So
after
while he
he
still
left the
was-
relationship.
After he pursued her and they formed a relationship,
Oh, okay.
he and I became cool. And then
Did you
he and I
question
got
him?
Of
Like,
course.
okay.
Of course, because my best friends are like my sisters.
Right.
So any nigga try to pursue, like, I need parts. Like, and it's crazy because they know I can't lock him in until he talk to Kevin. You know what I'm saying? So long story short, she and I had limited boundaries because we were each other's person and neither one of us were in a relationship. And then when I was in a relationship and she wasn't, she'd be like she'll call at like 7:30 at night and be like, all right, I'm not going to talk long because you especially if you with your
Okay.
girlfriend, I'm not going to.
Yeah.
That
And
makes
then
sense.
the same
But
for
most
me.
best friends aren't.
And the
like
same for me.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
They not.
Most best friends don't give that same kind of respect. That's sad. Because I know, like,
They be feeling like I'm best friend. I've been here before you. Like
I'm
can
not
make
that.
him
I'm
leave
not
you.
that. Because I
and-
want my best friend happy, and if this is the person she chose to be happy with, I know my place. So I tell her, like, let's talk, like, we can talk about X, Y, and Z, but I run that by Josh. You know what I'm saying? Well, see what he think. And then sometimes I'll be like, hey, yo, bro, call me real quick. And then we'll talk.
That's
and then I'll have a
good.
think tank with her. Right? Like,
That's real
so I talk to
decent.
Josh. Me and Josh talk what your concerns are, you ain't got to worry about. And I didn't tell him that you and I talked about this thing. He just naturally came out and said.
That's
But those types of relationship boundaries are important. Like, I know for me, because like at the end of the day, she's always going to be my best friend. And the irony in it is that his best friend is a female too. It's just that their relationship dynamics are different than ours. So I say all that to say, like, we be knowing what to do sometimes. Y'all just don't give us the credit we deserve something. You know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't all bad out here in these streets. So, gray sweatpants or ball shorts?
Okay, so last
Where
night
we
my brother
going?
told me
Erica said, well,
a grown man wearing ball shorts as like a regular like dressing lay.
Like,
if
it's
he's
like-
not going to work out or
to play ball.
like not on a run
So
just
I
to run
can't go to
errands.
Walmart with ball shorts on?
You running errands. but that's
okay.
not like
That's
you're
why I
late, like
said
going
weird.
out with your girlfriend.
Oh,
and that's
going
the
to
thing.
hang out with boss shorts?
Yeah, he said that's very childish. So I shouldn't talk to a guy that does that. So I'm taking notes. I'm gonna go with the gray sweatpants.
Gray sweatpants. I'm talking about from a women's perspective.
he's-
Y'all see how women think of what women think about.
It depends on what type of gray sweatpants. 'Cause- no, I'm dead serious because he got some gray sweatpants that I be like, I have open. He taking the kids to school, and I'm like, you staying in the car, right? Because you don't get to go in the store with them gray sweatpants. But then there's other gray sweatpants that I bought for like Christmas. That's an outfit. But them that's the equivalent of booty shorts. Them booty short
Yeah.
gray sweatpants. You can't wear them. No.
crazy.
And ball shorts is like you said, that's childish. Unless it's like I buy ball shorts from like Slam and stuff like that are like
Yeah,
cute
that-
and you
that like
put on
dressy
a
type.
yeah, but them Jones that
we
be
got them
down
too,
to
though.
you.
Yeah.
But
If
we
you don't
got
stop
those
playing
too,
with me,
though.
so it depends on how you wear it. I'm all about lay. But them like them long johns that them young boys. No.
I'm just saying in a perspective because some women
Look
are
at that-
attractive to
at
guys in
Peen.
either one of them.
Oh, you saying
I
what do
would
we
do
prefer?
sweatpants.
The gray sweatpants.
Sweatpants.
Because the young bulls, Jones, I'm not even looking at you with them ball shorts on. That's
Like
corny.
next. Yeah.
Why you got on them 6X ball shorts?
How y'all mature?
Y'all better
hood chicks?
come correct or do not come at all, okay? Because if it was a girl, her hair was trash or her Levi was trash.
Or what's
No,
the
let me
equivalent
tell you,
for
the
us?
most-
So ours is
The most attractive
What?
thing.
sweatpants for us is what? Tights,
Yeah.
leggings, or
No, maxi dresses.
okay,
Oh, yeah.
leggings or maxi
Baby.
dresses. So
In the
maxi dresses.
summertime, baby, girl, with the little boobage on the side, like poking out. It's a little sweaty a little bit.
A little bit.
It's giving side
Baby,
boob.
but my lay on a chick, that's not offensive saying chick, is it? I don't care.
Yeah, but
Shoot.
no.
Psycho,
Not
I
your
do care.
lady.
I don't want to be offensive.
But-
Excuse me, sir.
Okay, I'm gonna put him back on it. It's just a habit. I always got to have something in my hand.
but scissors, like
So my lay, like what turns me on, like a chick in some cargo shorts. What you call them
Crop
things?
top.
With a hat on and some
y'all are
sneaks.
so funny.
When she can be versatile with her lay, dog, I'm like, all right, you trying to go in the bathroom real quick?
Mr. Kevin,
Well, this my show.
Mr. Go.
Sorry.
No, but I'm saying like
Dear
I'm not
God.
restricted to what I think. For me, every
Get
season,
you a chick that can do both.
for every
Yeah.
season, there's a lay that I'm like, oh yeah, bro, like that's it. In summertime, absolutely automatically, like I will look at a chick in a maxi dress before I do a chick in booty shorts. Cause I'm all about what's underneath. I don't always need to see what needs to be seen.
Cut.
I'm just saying, like, but yeah. So that,
cannot.
yeah. So we got our things too. All right. So one more thing, and then I'm gonna go into our minute to be. So, what advice would you give men when in pursuit of women? Like, what advice would you give? And then when I say men, I want you to think about your past experiences, you before your husband. I don't want to say his name up here because the feds be looking.
You see how that little girl filmed that dude Instagram in 5 seconds.
Oh, can I tell y'all how my sis got the hookup from?
Wait, but don't say
Don't
bull
say
where
too
you found
much
that because
Shout out-
no, that's hers.
Shout outs to women who die hard, go for blood for they sis. Like we in a visit in school with students in a room, and this young man was trying to come at he won't try and come at her. They both found each other mutually attractive. The good sis friend was asking every question in the book and didn't. Hey girl, he said this. Hey yo, he said that. Y'all try and meet in my office after this. And yo, stuff like that is so freaking dope. The whole time I was like, yo, young boy really about that life. Like he with it for real. Like, cause at the end he was like, so y'all got questions for me
About my school
about my
or about
school
me?
or about me? Like, 'cause he was like, at this point, I might as well just. Y'all want my social
like,
security
right?
number too? Like,
Where her classroom? Where her classroom at? No, I thought you said you was taking me to her classroom. I got you.
all that to say, man, we could find them at work too, like on your job.
Hey.
Not
When
me,
you
'cause,
least expect it.
they look like.
But they could visit. He was a visitor.
Yeah, he was, but everybody else is cookie crumbs in that joint.
Well, I mean,
I
some,
hold down. They be watching.
No, they don't. Don't none of them follow me on social media. It's like, no, I'm joking.
They all follow you.
I don't give a rat. This is my
Ooh,
platform.
he said they all look like Cookie Crumbs.
But Cookie Crumb, it could be Lorna Doones or it can be the
Lorna
Dollar Tree
Doones is
cookie.
dry as ever.
Lorna Doones one of the best cookies ever
But
made.
they still dry.
They still good though.
But they dry.
They still good though. You can eat them
You
without
can
a
eat it with
bed.
ice cream. No, you cannot. That's like eating a biscuit.
Right.
And you think scones are dry?
Scones are disgusting.
They got the
They
little
dry
icing
as
at the
ever.
top.
Yeah, they dry as all. And do your body be like, you gotta chew like this until your mouth sweat. Get it?
Why are we talking about?
Right. Wait. So do y'all? If a man make mouth noises when he chew, that's a turn
Oh,
off.
hell
no.
no.
I hate women who make mouth noises too. Like like you got smack. We gotta know everything you chewing.
Only when I chew gum, I would say that's why I don't chew gum.
I don't like
chew
mouth.
gum when
I
I'm in
cannot
deep thought.
stand mouth noises.
I just got mad. Ew.
That's nasty. The smacking, yeah.
Hell no. That's why we gotta go eat on the first date
Sound like
so
an
I can
Asian
see.
eating
So I can
apples.
see. Or like guys that spit so much after they eat, like spit and then 5 seconds later spit. What are
Most
you,
guys
like,
who do that are smokers.
I hate the hawk spitters too.
I don't like
I'm
that.
them.
I don't like
You
that.
hawk spit?
In
You
the
gotta
mo-
do it
mostly in the
elsewhere.
morning.
Don't do it near her.
Mostly in the morning.
Ease her
So
into
so
that.
can a guy get comfortable enough around you to fart if he got to?
Not too soon.
What's too soon?
Like
3
5 years
months.
into marriage.
Childish. That the first time we with each other,
I still be saying ew.
the first time we
it's
with each other.
weird.
The first
No, I don't
time,
mean no.
Kevin.
I mean I'm trying to figure out how to say the rest of it. The first time we with each other and I'm allowed to be comfortable, like
When do you know that?
But what's
that,
comfortable for you might not be comfortable.
I know.
for her.
That's why I'm asking. When is that?
Don't tell me get comfortable, because then I really get comfortable. Like,
We
like
don't
if
be
I'm at your
meaning
spot
that
or you at my
literally.
spot, if you come to my spot, if I got fart, I got fart. This my house. Like,
That's fine.
but if I
You
come to
make the
yours
rules.
and I got fart,
Go
hey,
to the bathroom
Yeah,
and
that-
spray.
Are you serious?
Keep it classy.
This is really my little
That don't make no
sis.
sense.
Like,
But why?
because
I don't
like,
want to
just
be
like-
around
just
that.
like that's your house and you want to do this is my house and this is what I want.
But I'm saying, what if we get comfortable around each other? I can't. What if he got poop? He can't poop in your bathroom.
he gonna take
better
a shower
hold
later
it
or
in.
he
I'm not even gonna lie. Hold it in. Don't be pooping at my place.
if he gonna spend a night, I need him to take a shower.
After.
I'm sure
I
he
mean,
won.
if he spend a night we're that comfortable, he
That's
can
what
do
I'm
that.
saying. So if
But not on the
If you're not
First date?
spending a night,
No, I didn't
and
mean
you
on
not
the first
spending a
date.
night,
And you just coming to see me,
you better
got to-
hold that and
just
take
spend
that.
the night,
Don't,
man.
you might as well
chill.
just leave.
Spend
Say
the
you
night,
gotta
man.
run out real quick
And
and come
leave.
back.
Look, bro.
And leave.
The first time, for the first time.
You better not drop a deuce in my toilet. We
Yo.
ain't no.
Then don't invite me over.
Or you gotta pay the
Especially
bill
if
that
it's
month.
food.
I said it.
The water bill.
You flushing my toilet and whatnot.
Hey, so we can't
And you
poop
better
without
hit
paying
it
the
with a
water bill?
courtesy flush too. Like
And
Oh,
that's
the plop and
extra.
flush.
That's why you gotta pay.
Don't be sitting there on
On your
Instagram
phone,
taking-
it's smelling-
Hurry up.
We not married.
You said hurry up. That don't make no
You
sense.
say we not married. No, I'm telling him take the courtesy flush.
That don't make no sense. See, guys, we gotta go through all that just to let it
Cause you
out.
hurting my nostrils.
But
like,
what if your fart smell worse than his?
They don't.
he wouldn't know because I'm not gonna do that. I
You
will
would
go to the
never fart around
bathroom.
your guy?
Oh no.
You would have lost your mind. Let us be in. It's been plenty of times I'd be like, don't lift the covers up.
Dutch oven. I would leave in a Dutch oven.
I'd be like, hey, babe, don't move yet. Don't lift the covers up.
Ew, Kevin.
I'm leaving. I gotta go to the kitchen real
We
quick.
said
I
we
need a
could be
Why are
drink.
guys
comfortable.
like
If you can
this?
see me naked, why can't I release bodily?
Because that's not the same.
It
it's
is the
just
same thing.
things.
It is.
No, I didn't expect.
Don't nobody fart and you be like, mm-hmm. I see you naked. I'm like,
You be like, what?
but ain't nobody farting and you like, yeah, babe, that's so good. That's so good. Like, what?
Okay, we gotta get out of here. Because
Can't breathe.
I cannot. I cannot. She said, don't nobody fart. You be like,
For real.
But y'all ain't, okay, answer the question. What advice would you give men in pursuit of women?
Ooh, don't think you cannot date her because you feel like you're not there financially. A date can be as simple as walking down the street. walking down the block.
Sister Carly.
I know.
Yeah.
One of my first dates was ice cream.
Yeah, that's
With
a
my
date.
husband.
Really?
Guys put
On
too
Main
much
Street.
onto things because the things that they see on social media or the things that their friends are doing, like that's not your lane. You can take a girl out for ice cream.
Or because it's a standard that the woman has for herself, and we have to kind of like meet that. Like,
I mean, with that, in that
It's
aspect,
different
there's nothing
brackets.
wrong with that though. I feel
no,
like
I'm not saying
Yeah,
it is
it's
at all.
nothing wrong with that
But I'm
if that's
saying
what
I should.
she's
So
used to for a first
I
date.
like cute, creative type stuff. I also like to be able to say like I don't need to spend $200 on a meal
right, because it probably
to,
might not.
to
It might not
woo
be good
you,
anyway.
Yeah.
to woo you, and I can be creative, and we take that $200 and like I remember one time, I was like, all right, bet. So we both had to take turn planning a $25 date,
Man, I'm doing
and that's
that.
all we can do. We can't spend more than $25. If
Oh,
you
that's
spend
decent.
$25.01, we can't do it. You got to spend $25. And then be creative with how you do it. So I created this game, right? I didn't spend no money. I ain't spend no money.
excited.
I created
I'm waiting
this
to
game,
see.
but I
so
created
I could
this.
use it on my boo.
But I created this game, and the game with each with each thing. So you had to pull a card, and whatever the card said, if it was a question, you had to answer honestly. If it was a thing, you had to decide whether or not it was something you were comfortable enough to do in the moment. And
So
it was
true
never
right there.
nothing.
So true right there.
Not really true.
Were y'all drinking too?
No,
Or
because neither
He
one
don't
of us
drink.
drink. So,
yeah, dang,
but
been
that
popping.
that date was one of the most. It was fun because that was the first time we actually were able to like let all guards down and just be ourselves. And we was
just
in her
be.
living room, and and she cooked.
Okay.
It was my
Did you
date, but
get
she
some
cooked.
Anthony's?
That's nasty to say up here.
What he say?
Go ahead. That was the next one. These the things. All right, so you said so y'all
cannot.
both gave yours.
No. I mean, this might not be like pursuing, but whatever you did to get her, continue.
Continue to do that. Okay.
Please continue to do that. Like, if flowers, you was giving her that every week, maybe you might not have an M for every week, but every other, once a month, something. Like some dude did to me years ago, a male friend of mine, he printed out a bouquet of flowers on paper.
I know you're not serious.
What?
That either that.
It wasn't I'm gonna keep it 100. It wasn't a guy I was dating. It was this one. I was going
let me
through
get
some.
Oh, that's nice.
She is my cousin's best friend. So when I moved here, I met her and we went. I think we went to the Poconos. For their
that's what-
birthday. Their birthdays are a day apart. So we went to the Poconos and
She wanna be like Miss Lake.
I kind of I got to know Daria, and then we all went to Temple together, and we just used to have the same window of time between our classes on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So one day we went to lunch. Danae was with us earlier, but she left to go to class, so we just went to have lunch in the cab, and we were just talking about life, and she had shared all that, like in the time she was in a bad relationship, like she had just lost all these family members, and in the way I was raised, like I can't hear stuff like that and
Not do nothing.
feel something about, and because she's my cousin friend, like I automatically like attach
Accepted her.
myself to those
Yeah.
emotions, and I was like, oh, like I felt sad, so I was like, oh, I'm gonna bring you flowers, right? And look, my intentions were to literally buy flowers, but I forgot when I went to school the next day. So I was like, and I had no money like that, so I was like, what can I do? Because I don't want to show up without. So I printed out a bouquet of flowers, and I actually went to the tech center to the color printer.
Oh,
to
they
print
were
it
in
out.
color.
Right? To
Aw,
print, and y'all,
that was
Temple
nice.
Tech Center color printer, like
You need
that
friends
thing.
like
that was an
that.
extra.
Yo.
Like you couldn't swipe your card for color
Yeah.
print. You had to. So I printed it out, and then I had it in my book bag. And when we met for lunch, we was about to leave, and she
I was like, where my flowers?
I was
You
like,
ain't
I
give my
got
flowers.
them, dang. And then I pulled the flower, the paper out, and I gave it to her.
Did you laugh or did you like?
It was hysterical because I legit was like, you forgot my flowers. And he was like, no, I didn't. He's digging in his book bag. I'm like, well, what kind of flowers is those? And it was on a piece of paper.
But it's in my brain, because I felt like,
I cannot.
because of what she shared, I wanted her to be able to see that as symbolism to, like, you can get over these things. Like, I hope you get you
It was
found
nice.
wellness and you are okay and that type of thing.
I never forget that. I had him for the longest. He be like, I did something with it. I don't know what happened to those flowers, but I used to keep them. But I'm saying that to say like, whatever, not that he was pursuing me, but something creative like that, like as a guy, like if you was always giving her flowers or something, continue to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
It could
yeah.
be something printed out on a piece
Right,
of paper.
right.
It's just the gesture. Like
And it was- and
that's
I
all
think-
it was for him. It was just the
For
gesture.
me, because
Yeah.
I was raised around a lot of women, so my emotions towards women are different than most men because like
That's
I
true.
kind of know
Like the struggles.
I know the signs of what emotions are with women more than I can read a woman well, right? So, and that was just me in my natural being, like my friend's best friend, my cousin's best friend is going through something, and like had it could have been you, it could have been anybody, and I
Yeah.
would have did the same thing. 'Cause I'm like, I don't like for people to feel like they go through stuff and don't nobody understand.
Yeah.
Right. So, all right. So that's that. So I would say this, like, my minute to be today is really simple. So I wrap up every show with a minute to be, and it's never really a minute, but I just give a B something. So to this for us men, my minute to be today is this: be ready to have these types of conversations. Like, invite yourself in these spaces to really have unscripted conversation with women about, some of the things we really need to know when interacting or pursuing women. And I feel like we are a lot of times expected to show up with the rule books, and we don't have all of what most people would assume we do to be successful in relationship with women all the time. And we don't have to have it all figured out. And I think it's healthy to have sometimes heartbreaking conversation with women so that we know what not to do the next time or what to do more of the next time. And I think if we take that time, men, to really allow ourselves to not be ourselves for a moment and step in the shoes of, not even step in the shoes of women, but be more receptive of what could be going on the other side, I think it really affords us the opportunity to nurture more and love more. Because men aren't taught to be nurturers, but we have the nurturing whatever inside of us, right? And it's okay to be that sometimes. It's okay to have that sometimes. So, men, that's our minute to be today. Be ready and willing to have these types of conversation with women. I thank y'all so much. Work gonna be
Thank
funny
you.
tomorrow because y'all gonna be talking about this.
What did I say?
She said, men ain't gonna do. I mean, ain't nobody gonna do that. And you be like,
This is my part. And you're like,
But I thank y'all so much for being here. Folks gotta eat because we hungered.
Yes.
We have been
Hangry.
literally out of our houses for 12 hours. So
Yes.
I don't know about this because y'all be late. No, y'all don't be late. But
Don't do that. Cause Starbucks be late with my order.
so thank y'all so much. And guys, next episode is the final episode for this season. I am extremely happy that I made it this far. Next time, this is the first time I've ever did it, but next time is a conversation with Black educators. And we're talking about the woes of Black educators. And we'll be talking in detail about the greatness that comes with the work,
You got
the
enough mics?
tragedies of the work, and all of those things. But we're definitely going to have that conversation. I felt it was necessary. I've tapped
For
into
sure.
every aspect of my life in every episode, and that's going to be the final one.
is it going to be long or is it going to be short?
So they're usually around. So my initial idea was to
Since
never
it's
go
the
longer than
finale.
45 minutes.
Okay.
But the episodes have usually been about an hour, 20, hour and a half. But it's a good thing that it's a video because if it's ever in the other form, like audio, I'm not sitting and listening to somebody talk for hours. So we get to be engaging and stuff like that. So I guess that's the benefit. But my sis told me to be open to ideas of actually taking it to that platform. So who knows? Maybe season 2.
Because people drive
we can
around
go
and
there.
listen.
Yeah. I was
Like the
about to
radio.
say,
Yeah,
Yes.
that's true. That's
Yeah.
true.
He
But
listens
then
to a
that was
podcast
also me
all the
doubting
time.
myself too. Like I
Yeah.
feel like everybody has a podcast, and I didn't want to be like everybody else. So, but,
But
that's
what
the
you
thing.
bringing is heat.
I'm trying to be that guy. This has been a great a great, great, great time. This was episode 7 of B, because the soul needs the soundtrack, and that's a wrap.